Hey ladies, my name is Kimberly. I am a pelvic floor specialist, Pilates trainer, and passionate about women's health and wellness. So I wanted to show you guys what I use to help close my diasteresti and stop my urge to pee. So if any of you have experienced any type of pelvic floor pains or issues, you can see how frustrating it gets, especially after having a baby. So I was able to get a lot of restoral and solutions using these methods. So what you're gonna need is a 36-inch foam roller, a mat, and to join me. So get on the mat and let's go. Urge to pee. All right. So what we're gonna do is just put the foam roller in the center of the mat, and then how you get on, you're going to sit on there, right? Find that little midline in your booty, and you're gonna roll yourself down using your hands for support, and then scoop all the way to the bottom until you feel like you're kind of at the end, and then you can roll down some more, okay? You're gonna take your time with this. And when you get on here, you just wanna find your center, find the center of the spine, and kind of press it into that foam roller, and then relax your shoulders. When you're doing this, you are just actually finding that alignment, that stability in your core, finding your center. Now you're gonna relax your arms to the side and then have your feet about hip width apart, about like 6 to 7 inches. And we're just gonna do some breaths here just so you can find your center and find your breath. We're gonna make sure you have a neutral pelvis, so you can do the triangle sign with your hand and put that flat on your pelvis bones, that two bony parts of your hips and your pubis bone down at the bottom. You want that flat triangle. And then we're gonna just do some breaths here, okay? We're gonna breathe in and breathe out. Just a few breaths just to get comfortable. You could also engage in the rib breathing. So with the rib breathing, we're gonna focus the breath into the ribs as we inhale. Exhale. Imagine those two bony parts of your hips coming together. We're gonna inhale again. Exhale. We're gonna imagine those two bony parts of your hips coming together. All right, so when we're comfortable and we keep that core engagement, we're gonna start doing some of the exercises. So we're gonna start with the toe lifts. All right, so we're gonna do toe taps. I just lift my foot about 2 to 3 inches off of the ground. You're breathing throughout and keeping your core engaged. You wanna feel the movement in your pelvis, in your core, a bit of your glutes, but definitely not your legs. If you're doing this correctly, you're not gonna feel your legs doing much. Now the goal is to keep this foam roller as still as possible. Now, if you lift your leg and the foam roller is shaking, it's not beneficial. So even if you lift your leg slightly and the foam roller is still, then that's more beneficial, even if it's an inch. So it's not about how high you can get your foot, it's more about how you can keep that stability. This is a core stabilizing exercise. Just breathe throughout. Make sure you keep those ribs engaged to your hips. You want that hip rib connection. All right. All right, now we're going to do the next exercise. You're going to stay in the same position and we're going to do our knee drops. So again, you let your shoulders down and relax, your hands to the side, and we're going to drop your knee down towards the floor. So we're going to be using your transverse abdominis to pick your knee back up. So you're going to feel it right here towards the bottom, okay? And you may feel a bit in the glutes, but again, you don't want your legs doing much of the work. These are all exercises to strengthen your transverse abdominis, your inner corset, and your pelvic floor. I'm going to keep breathing. All right, we're going to do 2 more on each side. And definitely want you to focus on keeping your ribs down, keeping that connection with the foam roller in your spine, and keeping everything nice and neutral. All right. So the next exercise is going to incorporate your arms. So your arms are part of your pelvic floor. So with these arm movements, we want to make sure that our ribs do not flare as we lift it up, okay? So we're going to put our hands up, and I kind of like to find my shoulder blades and kind of just relax them into the foam roller. If your shoulder blades, you can't feel it, it's fine. Just make sure your shoulders are relaxed. And then we're going to bring the arm back, okay? Now, if you bring your arm back and your rib flares, you're going too far back. You want to make sure you're bringing it back and your ribs are still down, and you want to bring it back up, okay? This is really good for your upper abs, really amazing for core stability. You want to keep breathing throughout, also to strengthen your shoulders and just have that proper form. One side may go lower than the other, it's okay. I just don't want to see any rib flares or feel like you're moving your pelvis or tucking your pelvis to make the movements. Keep everything neutral, and if you need to just bring your arms back a little less, if it goes this far back, that's fine. All right, 2 more on each side. So now we are finished. I'm going to show you how to get off, okay? So you're actually just going to roll off of the foam roller. You're going to put your hands down to the side and just roll your body off. Now, this is a great time to show you how to properly get up. If you have diastasis resti or pelvic floor issues, you do not want to hop up off the floor. You actually want to take your hand, put it down on the mat to support you, and then you can actually use your upper body to push yourself up, and then you come up like this. So this helps you to keep your core nicely engaged, and you don't undo the work that we just did, okay? So I always get on my clients about that. Make sure you're getting up properly out of your bed after you're doing your exercises. That is the proper way to get up. So ladies, I hope you found this beneficial, and join me next time for our next pelvic floor exercises and core strengthening workouts.